Morning. These are the hosts. Today we'll be talking about big games in Week 14. We'll also talk about power rankings and the playoff picture according to us. Now I'll pass it over to my bro.
All right. First off, the big game for the NFC East is the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Currently, the Cowboys have a one-game lead on the Giants,
Yes.
but I predict the Giants will win this game. Eli Manning always is good under pressure. He's a playoff type atmosphere quarterback, and Tony Romo, well, let's just say he's not good under pressure. What do you say?
I'm gonna agree with you. The Giants defense, they get a lot of sacks. They lead the league in sacks. Romo, he's not quick on his feet. He's gonna get sacked. He's gonna throw at least two in those. The Giants win. Oh,
So we're both going with the Giants in this
yes.
one.
Another big game is Cincinnati and Houston. A lot of people are picking Houston, but I think Andy Dalton will figure out a way how to win big games. I'm picking
Yes.
Cincinnati.
Yes, and the big reason for this one, I think, is the loss of Andre Johnson. That'll make
Yes.
Houston one-dimensional. Cincinnati's run defense is very solid.
Number five
If,
defense.
if Andre Johnson was here, I would have picked Houston, but I think with TJ Yates, no real
Yeah.
liable target, just a running game, Cincinnati will shut it down.
Yes.
And the redhead, Irish, Andy Dalton, will get the job done.
Yes. Another big game according to us. Tim Tebow against the Bears. Uh, I'm picking Denver, mainly because Jay Cutler, he's out, and Tim Tebow's on fire. I'm picking Denver in a low-scoring game.
I'm going to pick Denver as well, just because, well, as we saw last week, just as we saw last week, even when the Bears get the chance to score, the offense still messes up. Feel
Yes.
bad for Caleb Haney. They should have tied that game, but Marion Barber messed up.
I have a question. Would you still start Caleb Payne if he loses this game, or would you go with Josh McCown or
I'm
Enderly?
surprised. I'm surprised the Bears haven't gone after Donovan McNabb or Brett Favre.
I'm talking about the quarterbacks they
I know.
have.
I wouldn't if they lose this game. If they score 20 points and lose, then I would stick with them. But they've scored like one offensive touchdown the last 2 weeks.
Right.
If he doesn't do nothing, I'm going with Josh McCown or Nathan Enderly.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Denver. Just it'll be a low scoring game, but the Bears can't score, so I mean,
Right.
does it really
And
matter?
without Matt Forte,
Yeah, and plus
so
without Matt Forte, I picked Denver to win 6-0.
I'm gonna say 12-0.
All right, so those are our picks. Those are the main ones.
Those are big games.
Currently going into this week, I have a 4-3 game lead on my brother as far as picks. I have 121 wins.
You know,
But we all agree this week: Giants, Cincinnati, and Denver.
that really happens.
All right, now
Another topic is
the power
the power
rankings.
rankings.
I'm gonna reveal mine first since you did the picks first.
Okay.
My number one team, and after this, you tell me your number one team.
Okay.
Green Bay Packers. Hate to say it, but you know they're the best team in the league right now.
My number one is the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees is a lot of people making me mad saying Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league right now.
Yes, but we're
I,
talking about the best team
I
overall.
know. I know. I'm saying the Saints. Their defense has progressed in the last couple weeks. 5 weeks they progressed.
So even though they're 12-0, they're not the number one team to
No,
you.
they're not.
All right.
Cause no.
My number two team comes out of the AFC. No, it's not the Patriots. It's the Baltimore Ravens. I think if any team can upset Green Bay right now, or the Saints even, in the Super Bowl, I'd have to pick Baltimore. They're well rounded. They can run, they can pass, they can throw deep, they can run outside, they can intercept, sack. They just do everything very good. And Joe Flacco wins in the playoffs.
Huh?
So they're my number two team.
My number two team is the Green Bay Packers. Simply because of their defense and the offense. There we go.
My number three team was his number one team, the New Orleans Saints. I don't put them, obviously, they're not Green Bay's caliber yet, but I think that would be a very good game. And Baltimore, I think Baltimore could stop them because they're just physical on defense. But the Saints, they're my number three team.
My number three team is the New England Patriots. Their offense has always been clicking on offense, but their defense has surprised me in the last couple weeks. Their defense is progressing with a young group of players. Injuries are hurting them, but injuries hurted the Packers last year, and they still won the Super Bowl. And the Patriots, they progressed as a young group on defense.
I like his optimism. I like the Patriots, but they're not in my top five, just so you know. My number four team, San Francisco 49ers. Somehow they continue to win. Defense and running the football is traditionally, you have a good defense and running, you're going to do well. And San Francisco can do that. Come playoff times, you need defense and a good running game. They're my number 4 team.
Well, my number 4 team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I was shocked when I put this, but Big Ben, he actually showed me that he is the toughest quarterback in the league.
Which I've been trying to tell him, Big Ben don't get enough respect.
Yeah, I don't give Big Ben a lot of respect, but I think he showed it to me last week. He gets injured and he comes back.
2 Super Bowl rings later.
2 Super Bowl rings. Steelers are my number 4.
Alright, my number 5 is the aforementioned Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Ben, like I said, doesn't get enough respect. He wins in the playoffs. It's Big Ben. He knows what to do. The defense, they get a lot of hits, a lot of late fines, a lot of late hits, a lot of fines, but they're still a good defense. When Palomalo gets 100%, they're just even better. And they're my number 5 team is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
My number 5 team is the San Francisco 49ers. And for me, it was between 49ers or Baltimore Ravens. And I looked at the defenses. Statistically, the 49ers are the number 1 defense in the league. And the Ravens still have a good defense with Ray Lewis. But I picked the 49ers because of Jim Harbaugh. And I think if it came down to Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh is a more aggressive coach, and they'll get it done in the playoffs.
Do you forget their matchup where Baltimore dominated
Yes,
and won 16-6,
yes, I
and you
remember.
still have San Francisco above them?
Yes, Jim Harbaugh's a more aggressive coach.
But he lost 16-6. Well, we'll talk about that one later. All right, so those are our power rankings, and we'll be back.